So guys, I'm always telling you guys that it makes no sense to live into the big city because you always end up in a small city. Don't always. A lot of persons don't come from me now. I know that you guys are gonna say, "Hey, I prefer to live in a big city, yada yada yada." But nonetheless, we have Nadisha here who has made the transition from a bigger city to Grande Prairie, Alberta. Now we're gonna be chatting with Nadisha a little bit to hear her story and just to find out a bit of why did she make the transition and how has it been going or how has it been going so far. So Nadisha, welcome to Grande Prairie first and foremost. Don't feel like this is an interview. It's a little reasoning, right? My first question to you is, what is your first impression of Grande Prairie?
The first impression is the people. I
Yeah.
think they're a lot more friendlier than in Ontario where I'm from. So the first impression is the sense of community and the people more friendly
Where in Ontario did you move from again?
from Oakville.
And give me an idea, what's the size of Oakville like in comparison to a Toronto? Is it like the same size? Is it pretty big?
No, it's a smaller town,
Yeah.
but it's very close to Toronto, probably 30 minutes to 45 minutes
Or
to Toronto. So they call it GTA. It's still
still
GTA. So
GTA?
it's still the same cultural thing that, you know, what you experience in Toronto, you'll experience in Oakville.
And how long have you been living in Oakville
In,
or in Ontario?
in Ontario for since 2015.
That's
So,
9 years.
yeah.
I won't 5 years that's it. But okay. So you've been living in Oakville or in Ontario for 9 years, and you're here now. Looking back, what would you say is the main reason why you left Oakville for Grande Prairie?
Opportunity. For more opportunity that I was seeing available here in Alberta
Yeah.
generally. And I wouldn't say that I came to Grand Prairie. I picked Grand Prairie. I think Grand Prairie picked me.
Yeah.
So,
It picked me too because I was only supposed to be here for a year, and then I became an ambassador. But
right.
anyways,
So,
yeah.
yeah, because I was, it's wherever I got the job, that was the plan. So
Okay.
I was applying for jobs in Alberta,
Hmm.
and wherever I got the best opportunity, that was the plan to move there, right?
So are you saying that in Oakville, because people always say that a bigger city would have more opportunities, but you are looking for opportunity in an even smaller town, in a more western province than the big province that everybody wants to be in.
Right.
So would you say that it's not necessarily true that there are more opportunities in, say, a big place like the GTA?
Um, but in the field that I am, I
Hmm.
can only speak for that field, which
Yeah.
is ultrasound. Um, I would say there are more opportunities here. There are opportunities there in
Yeah.
Ontario. However, when you put apples beside apples, the weight of that opportunity here in Grand Prairie, it will outweigh what you get in there. So,
Gotcha.
in terms of salary, benefits, everything, just how you're treated by the company, here I find it a lot better.
And talk a little bit about cost of living
In
in in the GTA.
Okay, so as you know, Ontario is very expensive, especially housing,
Hmm.
rent, mortgage, anything to do with housing. They're renting half of a bed for $500. So, and that's another thing. In Ontario, where I lived there since I moved to Oakville. So
Hmm.
for 8 years, I was in Oakville, and I was not able to move because they have rent control. I because I moved 8 years ago, I was paying like 1,500, almost $1,600
Hmm.
for my rent. But if I moved and even went into the same apartment, I would be paying 2,500.
So pretty much you're stuck.
Stuck. I'm stuck.
So even
Stuck.
if you
Even
wanted to
job,
move, and
nothing. Yeah, I would
that's not
have
very
to
fair.
move completely out of Ontario to just even say I want to move my job because I work literally across the street from where I live.
Yeah.
So if if I'm going to move my job, it wouldn't make sense for me because I would have to be paying gas. I
Yeah.
don't have to pay gas, and my rent would be
Hmm.
significantly higher. So and then my salary would not be significantly higher. So it would not.
Would make sense.
Yeah. So
So is it that they use like your SIN number to track you, or what do they use? Like,
in,
why can't you just like cancel your lease, like when your lease expires,
mhm.
and then move somewhere else? Is it that they use something
No,
to track you?
because once I say I am canceling the lease, the price just automatically goes
Okay. Yeah.
rockets, yeah, because I asked them the price of
Hmm.
my apartment for somebody else and they told me 2,500. and I was paying 50.
2 bedroom apartment?
2 bedroom apartment, but 1 bathroom.
2 bedroom, one bathroom
Yes.
for 2,500.
Yes. And the 1 bedrooms are not significantly cheaper. They're probably like 22.
I couldn't
So,
afford to live in that
right.
GTA. Guys, if you're in the GTA, tell me what do you guys do for a living, because you guys must be balling to be able to afford those prices.
So it's either you have to live in a house with other people,
Share.
share a room, just have a room,
Mhm.
or you can't come single. You have to have a family, like
Af-
a wife or a husband, that
Yeah.
both of you working, so
Mhm.
that you can pool that money together.
If you should go back in time, just coming to Canada, knowing what you know now,
That's-
would
I-
you still have chosen to go to the big city, or would
no,
you have
I
chosen
think
a smaller city?
I think I would definitely come to Grand Prairie first if I knew about it.
So Grande Prairie 1, big city 0.
Because I think where I want to be in life, I think I would be way far ahead.
Yeah.
If I had come back then.
Mhm. Now, I want you to share with everybody watching this, and of course, you used to watch this channel, so you kind of know what we
Still
do.
watching channel.
Still watch the channel, so you know what we do. We will actually paint a realistic picture for persons to know what it is really like on the ground. So you are now in Grand Prairie, I call it a month. And you've been here for a month, and when you moved to Grand Prairie, you didn't move into an apartment.
No.
You didn't move into a basement suite. You didn't move anywhere, but you moved into your own
Right.
house.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
Right. So I guess when I came a month ago to secure the job,
Yeah.
meet people and everything. I met a realtor, and we started looking for houses.
Let's give him a shout out, because Taj, I'm a brother.
Hey, Taj.
So if you
Yes.
guys are looking for a house to buy in Grand Prairie, you can definitely link up Taj Johnson, that's his name.
Yeah.
Link will be underneath, probably right here somewhere. You can find him on realtor.ca. His name is Taj, and yeah, he took care of Nadisha, so he
Yes,
deserves
so-
a shout out.
Right.
Yeah.
So actually, this was actually the first house. The
Mhm.
house I mean was the first house I saw, and then he took me to some other houses. I was only here for a weekend,
Yeah.
so the time was very short. I
Mhm.
went home, I thought about it, I did the maths, and I said, I called him. I said, I don't know if I would qualify. I don't know
Yeah.
what the process is. But I think I really like this house and I want to go on it. And from there, really, Taj get a lot of the praises,
Yeah.
because he linked me up with everybody that I needed to,
Get the process completed
going,
and stuff, yeah.
and really held my hand through it.
Mhm.
And everybody that were on the case were so nice, super helpful,
Mhm.
and that team really worked.
So let me ask you this: you're now here in Canada for 9 years. How does it feel to own your own home?
Magnificent.
Is this a dream that you saw that would have been possible if you're still in Oakville?
No, I didn't see it possible. That's one of the major reasons, one of that I moved, because I have friends in Alberta, and all of them move, and within 3 to 4 months they have a home,
Mhm.
and if it takes any longer, it's because they're being picky
Yeah.
and want specific things.
Yeah.
So
And you're like, if they can do it, I can do it too.
that's what I say,
Exactly.
and they were telling me, you need to come.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm not the only one who's saying.
You're right.
I'm not the only one
No,
who's saying this,
so
guys.
they were saying, yeah. When I
So-
spoke to them, they were like, "Oh, I couldn't get a house."
Mhm.
One of my friends, she actually had a house, but here she got a bigger house, better amenities, everything,
Cheaper
bigger,
price
better.
as
Yeah.
well.
So
100%. So I personally think that the big city is a misconception.
you know what? I think back in the day, when
Mhm.
Toronto was a growing, developing
Mhm.
community, it was the place of opportunities. But I think because people weren't looking other places in Canada,
Yeah.
the opportunities kind of saturated. Everything is kind of saturated with people looking for opportunities. So it's like crabs in a barrel now.
Mhm.
Yes, there are still opportunities, but I think coming to a small town where it's developing, or any town that's
Yeah.
developing, and they're looking for people to come, then they incentivize the people coming.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
You earn
so
more as well.
you earn more.
Right? When you file the first tax next year, another living allowance. Thank me later.
And yes, tax is pretty high
Yeah.
in Ontario. That's another thing. It's extremely high, and even if you get a bonus, you
Mhm.
really don't see much of the bonus. A lot of it goes to tax.
Goes to taxes. So I know at the beginning of our conversation you mentioned that people are seems to be a little bit nicer here. Now, apart from that, mentally making a shift from Oakville, big city GTA, to Grand Prairies, mid-sized city, Alberta, is there much things that you have to adjust? Like, for example, is it like something that you just slid right into, or did you have to mentally make a lot of adjustments? Are things the same pretty much, or is it much different?
I don't see myself making any like a lot of adjustments.
Mhm.
Um, I think Ontario is more fast paced.
Yeah.
Here is a little bit more laid back. People are more chill.
Yeah.
Um, for once, the traffic here, you know,
No
I
traffic
can
here.
do without that.
Yeah.
So here the traffic is a lot more
Mhm.
manageable. The roads are wider
Mhm.
here.
Really?
Yes,
I
a lot
think that the
wider.
roads would be wider, cause to be
No,
honest, I'm judging Toronto a lot, but I haven't really been to
yeah,
Toronto
you
like
should.
that. So
The roads are not as wide because I think they did not plan for the amount of people. So
yeah.
they're consistently trying to widen roads. So they're forcing roads into
Equals
smaller
more
space.
traffic.
Yeah. So forcing roads, say for this, and the
Mhm.
community built, and they realize, okay, there's too much traffic on the road. Let's widen it. It's
Yeah.
not gonna be comparable to the roads here, right?
Gotcha.
So you wouldn't
Gotcha.
be able to park, which I say a lot of in Grand Prairie, park on the street and two people can still pass. That doesn't work.
So the thing that somebody would always, that people would always say is, there's nothing to do in Grand Prairie. Why would you move to
Mm.
Grand Prairie? You're gonna be so bored and nothing to do. What would you say about that?
All right, so I think it is what you make it.
Mhm.
Since I think I'm more active here in Grand Prairie
Yeah.
because of the community, the sense of community. So, if you have that sense of community, then you'll find a lot of people to link up with. Maybe you won't have the activities like the concerts and the big
Mhm.
shows and whatever. So it
You
depends
do
on
have it.
what.
It's just some of the
y-
country
y-
concerts that
Yeah, it's not as you
You're
will
not
have
gonna have Sean
Beyonce and
Paul.
all these people coming to Ontario where you can just quickly
Yeah.
drive and go to.
Yeah.
So it depends on what is a priority for you.
Stage of life as well.
Yeah, so what's important for you. So if you
Mhm.
love the big city life, the fast life, but you don't want to save for your future, then Ontario for you. But if you're thinking about future opportunities, how you can build, because you can always come here, you can always move back.
Yeah.
So for me, it is the opportunities building something that would
Mhm.
last. But if you want the high life, the fast life, the concerts, the activities,
Just living for now.
yeah, then
Literally just living for now.
Ontario is for you.
Yeah.
The restaurants have a lot more restaurants, more diversity in the food. If that's what you want,
Absolutely.
yeah.
And you know what? I really appreciate you like personal taking the time to like share your personal experience with everybody watching because they always say I'm judging. Um when I say listen, like it's really a mindset kind of thing.
It is.
Like you can live in a small city or a mid-sized city and you can still travel and experience all the things that you want to experience. But for your daily life, it's better to have that stability that gives you the comfort to know that one, you have a roof over your head, you're earning decent income, you don't have much hustle and bustle like there's traffic and the.
And I think here, I find that there is a lot more work-life balance.
Mhm.
There is just working. You spend a lot of time getting to work. For a lot of people, I didn't, but a lot of people complain about living 30 minutes away but spending 2 hours in traffic and 2 hours back and front. Really, it doesn't leave a lot of time for life.
Because you're going to work, you're
Y-
spending 2 hours, you're going to an 8 hour shift, coming back, that's another two
Yeah,
hours.
you're
That's
done.
already
Yeah,
40,
you're
it's
by the
done.
time, yeah,
You're done.
you're done for the day.
Right?
So, yeah, so that too,
Yeah.
because Grand Prairie is pretty small.
Yeah.
You're not going to be going for 2 hours
If
anywhere.
if persons are driving in Grand Prairie for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, they're complaining. Oh, why is this taking so long? Oh my God, construction, yada. But I mean, that's one of the comfort or one of the things that makes it a nice place to live. It's very convenient. Everything is relatively close, and especially like you do have a sense of community.
Yeah.
Like most, like say use the Jamaican community for example. Almost everybody know everybody, but I can imagine in like the GTA, like everyone is like everyone is on their own
Yes.
kind of
So
thing.
you'll be coming out of your apartment, you hear your neighbor coming out, they go back in,
Yeah.
kind of thing. Unless it's like an African or a Jamaican,
Mhm.
really people don't not that friendly. They're not reaching out to you
Gotcha.
to talk to you.
Okay, well, you've been in Grand Prairie now for a month, so you're still a newbie in Grand Prairie. So I'm gonna put you in the newbie category. What would you say to somebody who's moving to Canada right now and they're trying to decide where should I move to? What advice would you give to that person?
Definitely do not move to a big city because you will have like moving from like Jamaica
Yeah,
anywhere, your resources are gonna be depleted just with the move.
yeah,
So if it is that you wanna, if you're coming here for opportunity, which I think most people who are coming from other places are coming for, do not go to the big city first. Try a small town, see if you can raise some funds, save some money, and then if you really need to
move to a big city.
experience, big city life, then you will have the funds to move there, and you can think about, you'll have your head more on your
And
body.
you're more seasoned, like you
In
know what
Canada,
Canada comes
yeah,
with.
you would have all your stuff together, your bank account, everything already. So, and you could even take vacations in the big city, and then you'll know what it's like. But I wouldn't suggest somebody come from a third world country and go to the big city, and then you're gonna say, okay, it's so hard to get housing, it's so hard to get a job,
Yeah,
it's so hard, and then you realize you're worse off than
That's-
where you were coming from, so because they have a very stringent rules, taxes, everything. So adhering to that with the limited, unless you're in like an engineering field
or a professional
medical,
field.
yeah, and even then the opportunity here is still
Still
a lot
better.
yeah.
So, thank you, Nadisha, for talking to us again. I really appreciate it. But I'm going to ask you one more question before we leave. We have a lot of persons who watch our channel, right? A lot of single people. All right? You're single, right?
Yes.
Are you single and ready to mingle?
I
Or
guess
are
so.
you single? Yeah.
For the right person,
for the right
not
person.
coming to waste my time.
So if you're looking to come to
No.
Canada,
Not to waste my time.
not to waste the time. Okay, and I asked that question to find that out, but also to find out what is the dating. You haven't gotten a chance to like experience dating in Grand Prairie as yet. I'm thinking, but like, so you can make an assumption where that's concerned. But like in Ontario, right? Would you say like there's more access to a single person in terms of the dating pool, or do you see that Grande Prairie or Alberta would have like a more reasonable scope? Assuming, of course.
I'm not sure.
Not sure?
Yeah. Obviously, Ontario has more people, so you would assume that they have a bigger dating pool. However,
Yeah.
I don't know if the quality of the pool
Ah. Because one of the things that a lot of ladies complain about here is that they're not pursued, right?
and in Ontario too.
It's the same?
Yes,
Okay.
because coming from a place like Jamaica, where it doesn't matter who you are, yeah, you are gonna be pursued every day of your life.
Yeah.
That just it does not happen here,
Okay.
unless it's a Jamaican.
I thought that would have been like a little bit more prevalent in Ontario, seeing
No.
that, it's a bigger
I think
city.
the whole thing with sexual harassment, people are afraid of that.
People are afraid of that, yeah.
But really, people who approach you are gonna be Caribbean people
Yeah.
or African people.
The brave ones.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Who are used to that cultural thing, and once they see that you are from that, yeah.
Okay, so you're not leaving from an environment where you're highly pursued to an environment where persons are like really kind of pursued. Okay, good. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Please drop your comments in the comment section. If there's a question you'd like to know, please ask. If you're single and ready to mingle, let us know. I'll be ER Money, matchmaker right here. Let me know, right? And again, please be sure to subscribe, like, share, and drop a comment on this video. See you guys in the next video.
Right.
Thank you.